Hey there survivors, what's up everyone? It's 2026 and if you're on PS4 or Xbox One, you're probably asking the same question every day. Where are the last gen versions of Dying Light the Beast? Because Techland has been really quiet and it's been now over a month since the last major patch update 1.5 dropped on December 17, 2025. So today we're breaking down what we actually know, what Techland has actually said, why this might be happening and what signs you've got to watch for next. First, let's recap this fast. The Beast launched on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series S and X on September 18, 2025, but not on PS4 or Xbox One. Techland's official FAQ/support wording has basically been, we prioritize current gen at launch and we are optimizing PS4 Xbox One after release. And here's the key part. They said they were committed to releasing them until the end of 2025, and now it's January 2026, and that wording on the official pages still hasn't been updated with a new date, a delay post, a roadmap update, nothing. You can literally see the thread like, it's 2026 and still no news on PS4 port, and is it still coming to PS4? Popping up in the last couple of weeks. And yeah, Techland has shipped updates recently. Update 1.5 on December 17 was the last big one, nightmare experience, new mechanics, big changes. Then on January 15, 2026, we got update 1.005.002, that one is a small patch update. And that January patch was basically a visual refresh. The PUBG Mobile crossover reward items got updated looks. And Techland's message was essentially, you keep your rewards, only the visuals changed. So yes, they are supporting the live game. But the big question is, why are they not saying anything about PS4 Xbox One version? Here's the thing, that Techland wording is super specific until the end of 2025. But it's also kind of vague, because some people read it as, they will release it by the end of 2025, and other people read it as, they'll keep trying up to end of 2025, but it's not a guarantee. That exact argument is happening in the community right now. And to make it worse, even outside of Dying Light bubble, you'll see players joking like, even the Beast promised the last gen is still missing in action. So the silence becomes the story. Let me give you the most realistic possibilities. Not copium, not conspiracy, just what usually happens with last gen ports. PS4 and Xbox One are old hardware. You're dealing with tighter CPU limits, slower storage, less memory headroom. A game can run fine in one area and then collapse in another. And suddenly you're chasing crashes, steaming stutter, and frame rate spikes. Even if a build works, platform certification can send it back for issues that feel minor but are mandatory to fix. Sometimes it's not, turn down the graphics, sometimes it's rebuild how steaming works, or change how assets loads, which can take forever. Last gen install base is huge, but the cost to finish the polished port might be massive. And if Techland's priority is keeping the current gen version healthy, last gen can slide. None of that excuses radio silence, but it explains how you end up in this awkward limbo. If Techland wants to calm this down, the fix is simple. Update the official FAQ wording with a newer target window. Post a short status update, even, still in development, no ETA. It's still better than nothing. And if it's delayed indefinitely, say that clearly, because leaving end of 2025 up to 2026 just fuels anger and confusion. Now, the January patch wasn't huge, but it did refresh the crossover cosmetics, and the marked man's jacket is the best example. The back literally says, unknown case number 78, extremely dangerous, and I love this because it reads like an in-world containment tag, like the wearer isn't even a person anymore, they're a case file. Unknown case 78 sounds like the 78 recorded incident and extremely dangerous is kind of a warning you'd stamp on a biohazard. It's pure quarantine horror energy. So here is where we are at. Last big patch, update 1.5 on December 17, 2025, January patch 1.005.002 on January 15, 2026, mostly cosmetic refresh, and still no updated official messaging about PS4/Xbox One beyond the end of 2025 wording. So I want to ask you, if you're on PS4 or Xbox One, do you still expect this port in 2026 or do you think it's quietly dead? Drop a comment with your platform and what you think is happening. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll cover it the second Techland finally gives a real update. Thank you for watching, stay safe survivors.